Karl-Anthony Towns went back to Minneapolis last night for the first time as a visitor, member of the New York Knicks. Knicks won at 133-107. And Cat, buddy, he had himself a game. Karl-Anthony Towns took 12 shots, made 10 of them. He finished with 32 points, 20 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals. When you watch something like that last night, can you find it in your heart to find happiness for Karl-Anthony Towns? I'm sure he never wanted to be traded from Minnesota. He'd just taken him to a good place. He seemed to be fitting in well with Rudy Gobert and Anthony Edwards, but then they got money problems, so they got to move somebody, and they ship him off to New York, and I bet he's heartbroken on some level. He comes back to Minneapolis and has the game, like really a historically great game of his career. Can you find happiness for Karl-Anthony Towns after a night last night?
I mean, sure. Yeah, I can. I've always thought he was I've always thought he was kind of a dork, okay? But
he might be a dork, but you can be happy with a dork.
So am I.
One of your boys,
who am I to judge?
Right. That's the thing. You know what, Bennett? You don't know this yet because your boys are still too young. You know what? You know where you're going to be one day? You're going to pray that your boys are dorks. You kill for dorks. That's what you want.
I am happy for him. I mean, he was awesome last night, and that's what you want, right? Like your revenge game against your former team, and you to have a huge game. That was cool to see. That was cool to see. I was happy for him.
It was. He got a big stage. They made a big deal out of it. I think he understands the business side of basketball and why he ended up in New York, but it seems to be going well for him with the Knicks. Not as well for Minnesota in the absence of Karl-Anthony Towns. And Cat had a historically great game last night in his old arena. So congratulations to him. Nice to see him get that moment.
The Gary Parrish Show, live weekdays at 10 a.m.